Hello and welcome back to the Be You, Live Your Essence podcast. My name is Silvia Walukiewicz and I'm your trainer for self-healing, energetic transformation and consciousness expansion. Today's podcast is about how the integration of our opposites can make us happy. Firstly, I will talk about how difficult it can be to integrate our opposites and express them. Secondly, I will share some interesting stories with you. And finally, I will share some tips and inputs how you can integrate your opposites more and more and become more complete and happy. So every one of us consists of opposites. Energetically speaking, we consist of every part. All of us have the part of being lazy and of being hardworking. Every one of us has the part of being strong, and we have also the part of being weak. Every one of us has the part who wants some closeness with other people and with oneself. And every one of us sometimes needs some time for themselves, usually. So every one of us consists of many different parts. And of course, there are opposites within it, right? And the interesting thing is that some opposites are fine for us, right? So, for example, to do a good job at work and to work hard. But then on the weekend, we can be lazy, right? This is also an opposite, which is fine for us. But sometimes there are opposites where we just live one part and ignore the other. So, for example, we like to spend time with people. We are extroverts. We meet a lot of friends and are always like in communication, be it on our telephone or in a bar, in a restaurant, wherever. But we have also the introvert part, which needs time alone, time to reflect, just time to be. And sometimes we have a difficulty to live the other part. Why? One reason could be that we know that our social environment is used to that we are extrovert. So even when we are home and we receive messages, we answer them immediately instead of just switching off the phone and taking time for ourselves. Because we know that people around us are used to that. So it can be more challenging then to express the other part. Or one part of us is so strong, for example, the active part versus the passive part. And we are very active. We plan activities, be it alone or with other people or at work. And we plan our day with so many activities. So where is the time to be passive and to just be, to just relax, to just enjoy the moment without doing anything in that moment? The expression of the active part influences the non-expression of our passive part because there's no time, right? For example, or when we have a very strong part, for example, and a very vulnerable part, what do we express? How do we express it? Probably we will express more the strong part, because of society, because we want to protect us and not to be hurt, etc. But then when we are hurt, what happens? Do we give space to the vulnerable part and take care of it? Or do we always react with the strong part? So this is also a possibility how we are disbalanced in our opposites. Or coming back to the passive and active part. I know, for example, a person, and when she's in the passive energy, she really loves to stay there. So she will yeah, she will stay home doing nothing, and it's really heavy for her to even just go to a grocery shop to do some shopping. She prefers just to stay home, to sleep, to watch TV, to do nothing. And she's able to do that for days and even for weeks. So in that moment, she's so extremely in the passive part. Then it's really difficult to come up and to activate herself, to balance her energies and to express more the active part. Every one of us has both parts. Of course, there are some individual distributions. Maybe a person is like 70% active and 30% passive. That's fine, but we need both parts. And the interesting thing is that in astrology, numerology, in hand analysis, in the psychological hand analysis, they are talking a lot about balancing the opposites. I know all of these areas quite well, and in astrology, it's really about balancing the opposites. It's called also the medium coeli, right? I don't know if you know that, medium coeli and immune coeli. And for example, for me, one of my highest goals in this lifetime is to balance the spiritual part and, let's say, the human earth practical part. Yeah, so to balance really this energetical perspective, the perception, the dreams, the insights which I receive, the impulses, the visions I have, and the spiritual thinking process, the feeling process, right? So everything which is invisible. And I have to balance that with the practical, earth connected, grounded part. So it means that I have to make the spirituality more practical in my case. Yeah, maybe other people have also these opposites, but with a different combination of other planetary constellations, etc. But for me, it's really to make the spiritual knowledge practical. Yeah, so we can really use it in a practical way, which is amazing and which I'm already doing. And these are also opposites, but when you combine them, you can become really stronger and it's more complete, right? And the same thing is with hand analysis. Also there, my teacher always said that if you are a really good hand analytic, you are able to find the opposites in the hands and to really talk about it and give possibilities how the person could integrate them. And be aware that I'm not talking about the hand analysis where you say that you will have 3 children and you will be married, la la la. It's more the psychological hand analysis, which is really amazing because it can tell you your goal in this lifetime, yeah, your mission, your lessons, which is very accurate. Yeah, I did that for myself and it's crazy how accurate it is. And it also can tell you your personality, and you also see when something heavy has happened to you, or you also can see your talents, etc. Right? And there it's really about to integrate the opposites. Very interesting, right? So it must be really something important. And now I would like to share some insightful stories with you. I would like to start with a story about myself. Of course, I also consist of opposites. One of the opposites I've already mentioned. It's about the spiritual, energetic, and not visible energy and type of perceiving the world, and the practical energy and bringing it to the earth in a practical way. But I have also other opposites which were really difficult to integrate. So one of them is really this amazing, strong energy versus this super vulnerable part of me. So the strong, powerful energy with an amazing willpower has really the impression, that I can do anything, that I can reach every goal I want. I have a huge persistence. Yeah, I don't give up. I never give up. I don't know how to give up, right? So this is my strong part, which is always pushing me forward. And for example, I express this part when I give my fitness classes. I'm a fitness trainer since 2008. Yeah, so for now many, many years. And I really love it. And before Corona came, I used to give 5 fitness classes a week. And my classes were the fullest in the entire gym, right? I always had like 35 people, 40 people, etc. And every week, right? Consistently. And there I really expressed this powerful part and people love it. And I also can use it for myself, let's say with my goals, with everything I want to reach. Yeah, and when I want to fight for something or protect people I love or to really take care of my clients in a strong way and motivate them, right? So this is my very strong part. But on the other hand, I have a very vulnerable part, which is very soft and empathetic. And yeah, I can be really hurt just by one word or one look of someone or someone's behavior, which doesn't necessarily has to be like a very angry or aggressive behavior, but just by little things. This part can be really, really hurt. Yeah, and I love to go like within me and to feel my energies inside. I need a lot of time for myself and just to be without anyone. I just need to be alone and to be, soft. And this part also loves to guide meditations, for example, and to take care of people in a very, calm and lovely way. So I have both parts, which are very strong opposites. So how to live them, how to express them. And one way I found for myself is my fitness classes and my sports, for example, and my goals, which I can really reach with this part. And the other part, the vulnerable, soft part, of course, I can express it with time with myself, just being in nature, meditating, etc. And when I guide meditations or in my work, when a person needs really to be taken care of, etc. So there I can express this soft, vulnerable part. And of course, I have to take care of myself when I'm hurt by someone or something. Then I really need to take care instead of just showing my strong part, clarifying the situation and just being angry with the other person and closing myself down. It's more about balancing that. Of course, I can use my strong part to protect myself and then afterwards go home and take care of my vulnerable part. But I need to take care of both parts. So they are integrated and I'm more complete and in the end stronger because I have more resources. Yeah, our opposites are also resources. Yeah, we have more parts that we can express. And if we are able to consciously live the one or the other or take care of the one or the other, we can really reach more things in our life and we can be more and more happy. Yeah, for example, another person, a client of mine, now she has 2 little girls. One of them is, I think, 1 year old and the other is like 2 years. And she started work like a month or 2 months ago, 50%. Yeah, and her husband works, I think, 80% or something like that. So she has really a lot to do with her girls, with her family. Yeah, so this is the active part where she takes care of others, where she's present, where she organizes everything. And she's really good at doing that. But I know her very well. And she needs also the soft part, to lay down, to relax, just to be, just to, for example, look at the beautiful lake and sit there for 1 hour and, to dream, to daydream, to relax. She really needs that. And as long as she hasn't balanced that, she will always be disbalanced, right? this balance also comes from that we are not balancing our opposites. And now she tries to come more, for example, to meditation evenings to really balance these energies, which is super important. And now moving to the last part, how you can integrate your opposites better. And I've already given you some of the answers. Yeah, so one is really to consciously plan, let's say, activities where you can express the one or the other. Yeah, so for example, active and passive are your opposites you want to integrate more. Yeah, so you can plan some active stuff with people or alone, and then some, let's say, passive stuff like sauna, spa, or meditation, for example. Or your opposites would be to be introvert and extrovert, and you live more the extrovert part, and you want to try to live more the introvert part to balance your energies. So also there you can start to maybe ask yourself why you're not living the introvert part a bit more. Aren't you allowing it to yourself? Or do you think that other people, would be a bit shocked and wouldn't understand it? What's the reason why you're not balanced in these energies? Yeah, but first of all, it's important to know what are your opposites, and I'm sure you will find a lot of them. And I can imagine that you are balanced in many of them, like being hardworking and being lazy, for example, or being organized in parts of your life and being more easygoing, let's say, in other parts. So check your opposites, which ones are balanced, which ones are not, and then check how you can really start to live both of them. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 50-50. In the Western culture, it's really difficult to live, for example, passive-active 50-50. That's really difficult. But at least 70-30. And I really can promise you that if you allow this process to happen and give it some time, it's not the first day and second day where you will feel a difference. Maybe yes, maybe no, but give it some time and you will feel much more nourished and balanced and complete, and in the end, more happy. So I hope you liked these inputs, and I wish you a lot of joy in integrating your opposites and becoming more complete and happy. So hopefully see you soon in one of my next videos or podcasts. And I wish you all the best and see you soon. Yours, Sylwia Walukiewicz from Be You, Live Your Essence.